welcome back to the Quad Down Pod. This is shit. Okay, so I'm Flight of Taylor, and I'm back as always with Josh from Station Wait. How are you, Josh?
Oh, I'm doing lovely tonight. Busy day at work, busy week, busy month coming up. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you, Larry?
Hey, I'm doing well. I'm excited. I'm excited about our guest today and getting together with you two as well. It's gonna be a good night.
Speaking of our guest today, how are you, Chris?
I am doing good. Also busy at work today and every week and every month of my life. So yeah.
Yeah. Sounds about right. I hate it.
Taylor, how are you
that's
today?
I'm a mess. Can you tell?
No.
I'm great. I'm doing wonderful. Thanks, Josh. All right. So instead of jumping right into the news like we normally do, I thought maybe we should get to know our guest first.
Mm-hmm.
How does that sound?
No.
No? You don't get a say in this. So, Chris.
So
Chris.
who is Chris?
Who is Chris? Yeah, You're the guest.
Okay. Well, hello there. Angel from my nightmare. Anyway, my name's Chris. Coaster Conquest on socials, and also the not so better half of the Theme Park Stand podcast. But yeah, that's me. I like roller coasters.
Me too.
Yeah, me too. It's really weird that we're all here and we all like roller coasters. Like,
I know.
Isn't that just crazy, guys?
Yeah.
Just
I never thought
really
it would happen.
weird.
Like, just hanging out with roller coaster fans.
4 people. We could make a row on a B&M coaster. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh.
We could. We should.
I don't even care to have the
Orion?
middle seat.
Orion was a good.
I don't know.
Good choice.
We're going to Kings Island next. We'll get into that later, though.
Okay. Well, Chris, you want to tell us how you got into coasters and stuff, or?
Sure. So I grew up here in the Columbus, Ohio area, so we frequented Kings Island constantly growing up. So that really got me into, loving coasters. And then as I got older, I learned about this really magical place called Cedar Point, and it broadened my horizons in the coaster universe. And then it stopped there for a long time. I just thought that was the only 2 parks that I ever would need to go to. But it came the year 2000 when Millennium Force was announced and got to ride that. That's when I knew. I was like, okay, this is my thing. This is what I love to do. And I hope more coasters are built like this. And, lo and behold, years later, it was about, I think, 2019. I was, years before that, watching YouTubers do their, park vlogs and whatnot. I was like, I really want to do something like that. And like, I know that a million people do it. And I was like, I don't really care. I want to do that too. So that started. And then of course, COVID happened. So I didn't get the ball rolling because I had to wait a whole year really to start doing stuff. But that's, and then here we are today.
So did you visit any parks during COVID, or did you stay put, nothing?
I did something probably really stupid and went to Dollywood June of 2020.
I went to Cedar Point in 2020. I felt stupid about it too, but it was by that point I was so cooped up. I'm like, I have to go.
Right.
I wanted to go to parks so bad in 2020. It was when I first started watching coaster stuff, and then COVID, and I was like, maybe next year.
Didn't you lose your YouTube channel at one point?
Yes.
What happened there?
All during that, really, and something happened, and everything got deleted on my YouTube.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember what happened, but it kind of I lost all motivation to do stuff.
Yeah, I understand that.
But I'll get around to it once the season rolls around and I get more stuff to do. So
yeah,
I did frequent Kings Island and Cedar Point in 2020 as well. I also went to Kennywood, so I did a bunch.
Yeah.
Kings Island I couldn't not go to because of Orion. I'd been following that whole 2019 season. And Kings Island felt relatively safe. It was when I went to Cedar Point was where I was like, oh, I may have made a big mistake. Because at a certain point, they just threw everything out the window. Like, everyone on Twitter was like, they're doing such a great job. No, they threw everything out the window once the crowds really rolled in. Yeah.
Kennywood, I was like, what did we just do? There was no distancing, anything like that. And then also when we were in Dollywood, we were in Seaverville, and I was like, okay, we need food and stuff. So I decided to like maybe try Walmart, and there was more people jam-packed in that place than I've ever seen in any building. And I quickly turned around and left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Not fun. Oh man, I'm really glad I don't think about that anymore. I was wondering if I would ever go back to normal, because it was to a point where if I saw a crowd, I was like, oh god, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's gonna affect me for a long time, probably. No, I feel normal.
Yeah, I still don't like in lines when people get too close to me because I don't want ear germs. But like that was a before thing.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
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 I also try nowadays to, if I like see someone cough or sneeze, I literally go out of my way to avoid where they are.
Okay.
While walking.
Yeah, I don't think I do that. I think I've kind of just gone back to being oblivious.
Larry, next time I see you, I'm just gonna.
Okay, well, yes. If it was like right in my face, I would avoid it. But like if someone's on the other side of like a gas station, I'm not going to be like, oh shit.
Well, yeah, I meant like if I'm walking in their direction and like and they just like let out a sneeze and don't cover, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go this way.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. People who just like sneeze and don't cover, or like sneeze into their hands and then grab like the freezer to grab a drink. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to the Germ Podcast.
Yeah, we're actually just a COVID podcast now. Welcome back to 2020.
I wonder if in like 20 years there's going to be like, you know how now the big podcast trend is like watch throughs of TV shows and like retrospecting on these things.
I would love to do that.
I wonder if there's going to be like a COVID retrospective podcast that like somebody does in like 20 years that gets huge. And like the kids who were too young to remember it, or like we're just growing up, can like listen and like live the COVID times.
You couldn't get toilet paper anywhere.
Yeah, all the riots and everything. You can watch videos of everything. Instead, like we had to go based off like the Spanish flu, and we can watch videos of that.
Yeah,
it was just I just remember like. Oh man! Every now and then feels good to talk about it because we were like locked in our houses.
Yeah.
For months
without toilet paper.
Without toilet paper.
There was probably periods of time where I didn't go outside for a long time except to let the dog out and then walk back inside, and that was like my sunlight for the day.
It felt good for like a week where you're like, oh my god, like work's just canceled.
Yeah.
It's like a dream come true. No.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's just like work's. Yeah. In office, and then okay, now you're at home doing nothing. Then they're like, okay, now we're going to start this whole work from home thing, and then like it's just, I feel like that should have been done a long time ago. The ability to work from home.
Indeed.
Yeah.
In certain jobs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could stock shelves from home. I think I'll be fine.
I think surgeons could
control a robot or a drone.
Yeah. They could just put like me up on like a little iPad, and people could come up to me and ask me questions about makeup, and it would be fine. It'd be fine. All right. So, you want to tell us about your? Oh my god. Okay. I thought my thing was about to like freak out and close. Chris, you want to tell us about Theme Park Stand Podcast and how that came to be?
It's a fun little project we have going on. It started I basically was in a podcast before that talked about things that I really didn't know a lot about, or like have a lot of interest in talking about. It started off as like, it was called Inside Amusements, and we talked about all things amusement, right? But that included like going to like skating rinks and malls and stuff. I'm like, cool, I want to talk about roller coasters. So eventually, I mean, it was fun. I kind of just got burnt out on it. And I was like, I just really want to talk about theme parks. So after a little while, I was like, cool, I'm going to start this up. And I put a little tweet out there into the, when it was called Twitter, just saying I wanted to start a podcast. And that's when Jen hit me up, and then we just got the ball rolling, and we really got a nice little break to start off our first episode, like being invited to Dorney and doing like an off-season private tour, so it was kind of like just helped out a bunch getting that started that way.
Shout out to Ryan. Ryan's the GOAT.
Ryan's a GOAT.
Good dude.
Love Ryan.
He needs to sleep more, but we'll cover that.
Yeah, we'll get to that
too.
Yeah. Well, do we?
That's awesome. Go ahead.
What?
Sorry.
What, Taylor?
No, go. No.
Taylor, your hosts are always a fever dream and a half.
I just wanted to say, you guys are doing a great job with the podcast.
Yeah.
I basically marathoned it when we were on our way to Virginia.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. It's what gets me through work on the weekends. I can just like sit in the stockroom and listen.
Wait, are you talking about my podcast?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What did you think? We're talking about our podcast? I love our podcast.
I didn't know it was any. It must have like cut out or something because I just heard. I like to listen to this, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, we were talking about your podcast.
Well, thank you. That I do enjoy to listen to you as well. On my breaks, on my lunches at work. So, and then as I'm driving as well. So you gotta support the friends. You gotta support the homies.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Support homies.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
You said that you were on that podcast about things that you were like pseudo interested in, faking motivation. You wanted to talk about roller coasters, basically. Yeah. Besides roller coasters, what else do you do? What else are you into?
So Taylor knows this. We're really big into music.
Mm-hmm.
Really big into music. I play the drums. And we often chat about some music stuff. Music interests. I love going to concerts and things like that. I really dig food. That's really really good part of life is eating.
No.
What else? My dogs. I love my dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, movies. I like doing all of the stuff, all of the above. Just whatever's fun, count me in.
So you like amusement. You just don't want to talk about amusement. You want to talk about
Yeah, I mean, like, I could literally say, like, we're talking about an arcade or whatever. Like, cool. I can probably sum up my interest in arcades in like 2 sentences.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Games are fun. It's kind of a ripoff, though.
I didn't realize that about them because the logo was like a carousel, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I thought they were like amusement like parks. I didn't realize that it was like, let's talk about skating rinks today.
Yeah. Well, we started off. It was me and my friend Brian, and we wanted to talk about all that kind of stuff. But his brother and his friend, like, they didn't know a whole bunch about roller coasters and other theme parks other than Kings Island. And I was like, at first I was like, this is cool. I want to be a part of a podcast. That's fun. And it kind of just drew like, it just, I just lost interest over time.
I got you. I still see, I don't know who's who, but I still see a couple of those guys around. I don't remember where I saw them last season. Probably Kings Island.
Yeah, more than likely. Joe was there all the time. That was Brian's brother. He was like our producer.
Were they at Coaster Stock?
Yeah, we were all probably hanging out together.
Yeah. Cool stuff.
Yep.
Cool stuff.
I had another question for you, and then I forgot.
No.
What?
That's great.
I know you're into some gaming. You were playing some Call of Duty.
Yeah, lately. I forgot. Yep.
Oh my gosh, Rebirth drops next week.
Oh, I'm so excited. I've missed that map so much.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Oh, okay. When you said Rebirth, I thought you meant Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm like, that dropped
no.
a while ago. Okay.
No.
Yeah. Have you been playing Helldivers at all?
I have not.
You should play Helldivers. It's fun.
Yeah.
That's my plug for that game for the podcast.
Actually, you know what, Larry? I just recently watched one of your streams while you were playing Final Fantasy.
Oh, yeah.
I was watching like the replay. I was just like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
I was trying to make it when you were live, but I don't know what happened, but I caught the replay.
Oh, yeah. I'll keep doing it.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
What Call of Duty is your favorite Call of Duty of all time?
The original Black Ops.
That's a really good
answer. Oh, really?
That
is a good answer.
I constantly go back and forth between the first 3, but primarily the first 2 Black Ops games. They're both elite.
Mine's going to be Modern Warfare 2. Like, no question. The original Modern Warfare 2.
What pushed it over the edge for me for Black Ops was the soundtrack. I don't know what it was about the music of original Black Ops.
Do you know? Are you on PC?
Yeah.
So do you know what Plutonium is?
It sounds familiar.
Plutonium is like a custom launcher for the COD, like World at War through Black Ops 2, basically.
Yeah.
And so my main friends are getting into PC now, so I'm like, oh, let's like hop on Plutonium. It has custom servers we can play. And I loaded into like just the multiplayer menu for Black Ops, and just that heavy distorted electric riff in the background. I'm like, oh, I'm back in 2010. I just got home from school. Like,
it hits you in the feels. That Modern Warfare 2 menu music does the same thing for me. A little
I will sometimes literally just Google it and listen to it as I'm driving.
I listened to the Mob of the Dead Zombies soundtrack driving home from work the other day because I'm a big Zombies guy. And Treyarch makes such good music. Well, they used to anyway.
Man, I miss them doing like the full games. I really do.
Well, they're making Black Ops Gulf War for 2024, and then in 2025, since that's when Black Ops 2 took place, apparently they're giving it the Modern Warfare 2019 treatment in 2025, allegedly. So,
that's
2 Treyarch
cool.
games in a row.
I feel like the gameplay is just not as good as it used to be.
Oh, it's not. The new engine's not as good in my opinion, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Taylor, what's your favorite Call of Duty?
Black Ops 2, but that's the one I started with, so it's just like
it's a really good answer.
It's a good answer. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
The COD 4 through like Ghosts era of Call of Duty is like peak gaming history time.
I don't think I played like an actual release of COD since Advanced Warfare. Like I haven't played Black Ops 3
Advanced Warfare was
Vanguard
so
or
bad.
anything.
Oh my god, Black Ops 3 was awesome. Actually,
I like how you went from Black Ops 3, which released in 2015, to Vanguard, which released in like 22 or 23.
I haven't played a release in that long.
You played Warzone, didn't you?
Well, yeah, but I don't, Warzone doesn't count. It's free. No. I didn't have to spend money on
it. That's fair.
And I really haven't been playing Warzone because I don't like the maps currently.
I was gonna say, if they brought Verdansk back, like how Fortnite brought back OG Fortnite, I'd be on Warzone in a second.
Later this year.
Are they?
Yep.
Is it?
Oh, good.
I'm pretty sure that they've said that they're gonna. It's already on Call of Duty Mobile.
Yeah, I know that. When they switched to Caldera in Warzone 1, I just lost almost all interest. I played Rebirth for a while, and then I just never got into Warzone 2. Or are they on 3 now?
Yeah, they're on 3 now.
Yeah. Is it 3?
They're on 3 now. Fortune's Keep is back, which is better than the one that was after that.
I have been
they're making this so much more confusing than it needs to be.
Yeah. I wish they would just bring back Verdansk and bring back Rebirth Island and just leave it. Just leave it.
Yeah, like make it an optional mode. Like you can play Verdansk or you can play whatever their newest map is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give us the choices. Let us choose.
Yeah, I mean, OG Fortnite was like the highest. Same thing with. We're going on a huge tangent here.
That's fine. Yeah. That's what podcasts are all about.
I'm a big Zombies guy, and the 2 highest selling DLCs in Call of Duty history are the Resurrection map pack from Black Ops 1, which was Moon and the remastered zombie maps, and Zombie Chronicles 2 and Black Ops 3, which was the remastered zombie maps. So why, after Cold War, did they just give up on giving us good zombies experiences altogether? It's your most profitable product in history.
I think those games have been rushed, like really.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, like there were problems, like there was turmoil behind the scenes.
Yes, and I feel like that's why Treyarch stepped back for a little while.
Yeah,
and they left it all to what's that other
Sledgehammer?
Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, Ravensoft,
and then they like brought on like Raven and Sledgehammer, and then it's just like
all those poor people that have just been relegated to just like Call of Duty support duty.
Which is funny because Treyarch used to be Call of Duty support.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think after Black Ops 4, when Jason Blundell, the head of Zombies and Campaign, left, and then David Vonderhaar left, who was like one of the heads of multiplayer, all at the same time, they just had to rebuild the entire studio, basically.
Yeah. Like, Modern Warfare 3 wasn't even supposed to be a full game.
It was supposed to be a DLC. Expansion. Yeah.
That's why the campaign is such ass, apparently.
I've been talking to my friends recently that, like, we've been playing COD for 10, 15 years together. And we're like, if they got rid of the battle pass and charged me $60 for a season pass with good content again, I'd pay for it.
Yeah.
Like, I want 4 map packs that are like a zombies map and 5 multiplayer maps.
Yeah.
And charge me $2 for a skin in the shop if you want. And maybe I'll pay $2 for a skin in the shop. I'm not paying $60 for an operator bundle.
They're the worst.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I'm so glad Bobby Kotick's gone. Hopefully that has some positive effects.
We'll see. Microsoft owns Activision now, so
yeah,
true.
Who knows what's going to happen there?
I'm so glad we're a roller coaster podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
Me too.
And we just...
Speaking of how Treyarch is the best developer.
No. We're going to get into news now.
Okay.
Oh, wait, Larry, were you going to say something?
I was just curious how Josh was going to make that segue.
I was just going to say, speaking of how Treyarch's the best COD developer, I know Chris is really intimate that Intamin is the best roller coaster manufacturer.
Okay. Yes. We can get into that before news. We like this.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they are not the best roller coaster manufacturer, but that is a lie because they are. And I don't know what it was. I think it was just growing up in the early to mid 2000s, going to Cedar Point, and you have Millennium Force, Top Thrill Dragster, Wicked Twister, and Maverick all open up, in that time span, and that's just, fell in love with them instantly, and I was like always going back and forth. Maverick's better, Millennium's better. Maverick's better, Millennium's better.
Mm-hmm.
Maverick is better. Let's set that
Maverick is better. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that's just where my affinity for Intamin came into play, and now it's just nostalgia for me, and that's just how it is.
Yeah, it's hard.
There's substance there though, because I don't have any Intamin nostalgia whatsoever, and they've grown to be probably my favorite manufacturer as well.
Yeah,
they're up there for him. I think, depending on my mood, occasionally it's B&M, occasionally it's RMC, occasionally it's Intimate. Like, it just kind of depends what I got off of, which is a testament to how good all 3 of those manufacturers are.
I love B&M too.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely don't like the B&M hate. I love B&M.
Like, I know when I go to Islands of Adventure in 5 weeks, I'm going to get off Lost Coaster and be like, Intamin's the best!
Yeah. I just love the kind of experiences they put together. I think theirs are different from everybody else's. RMC's awesome, but I feel like every time I ride an RMC, I'm like, that feels like all the other RMCs.
It feels like an RMC,
yeah.
Agreed. And I think that the reason why I don't have B&M higher is I'm not a huge fan of inversions, and that's their focus on a lot of their coasters. That's why I love their hypers
are fantastic. Yeah,
hypers and gigas, chef's kiss.
Yeah,
but an invert or a stand up or a floorless, that's cool, but it's not my favorite.
Yeah, mine either.
So I think that's their inversions are more graceful and more drawn out to where your RMCs and your Intamins, you're flying through that inversion.
Yeah. I think the best way to describe it for me would be at most parks, Intamin makes a great headliner and B&M makes a good portfolio filler.
Exactly.
You need the B&Ms to complement the Intamins, but the Intamins are usually the show stealer.
Yeah. Unless you're Kings Island, where your B&Ms are all your standout coasters, which
we'll see what happens down the road. But yeah. So do you think?
Not complaining. They're great.
Taylor, you want to ask?
I was just gonna say I would argue Flight of Fear's their seller, but that's okay.
So anyway, Chris,
Josh, kick her out. Security.
No, I am hosting. It is.
I can still kick you. Anyway,
oh God, you gave her the power.
I can still kick her.
Thoth is good.
I can change the password to the account.
I have our email account, so
I can change the password to that too. It's tied to my phone. Anyway, Chris, do you think if Intamin never existed, you would have become a coaster enthusiast? Ignoring their legacy across the industry, just if their portfolio of rides disappeared, everything else stayed the same. Do you think you'd be an enthusiast?
I really don't know.
That would change so much stuff.
Yeah, that would change a lot.
It might be a no, because would Cedar Point really be what it is without them?
It's a good question.
Millennium would be a
Morgan.
A Morgan, yeah.
Yeah.
It probably would be Steel Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't know, because you could either get a wild thing, which is really mild, and or you could get something like Mamba or Steel Force or Steel Dragon. I don't know. I've never heard of anybody riding. I don't know anybody that's ridden Steel Dragon, so I don't know
I've heard
it's really good.
I've heard the drop is great as you expect on a Giga, and then everything else is just meandering, kind of.
Yeah.
Are you talking about
Steel Dragon?
Yeah. I've heard it's not very good. The trains they put, if I'm not mistaken, B&M trains on it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. I hear that doesn't work very well.
That's why when people are like, put new trains on Magnum, I'm like, okay, what trains?
Yeah.
Those are literally mine trains with a fiberglass shell. Like,
don't get rid of those trains.
Yeah, what?
I would be so mad.
People are like, get rid of the trains, get better restraints. And I'm like,
those trains are iconic.
Those trains also weigh like 2,300 pounds, and any other train would literally rip that coaster apart.
Yeah. Don't tell Laurel.
It already feels like it's being ripped apart on a daily basis.
No, it's amazing.
I'm not saying it's. Hey, I'm just saying it's violent.
It is a roller coaster,
but it's a good violent.
Chris, you got off of it opening day last year, and I believe what you said when you looked at me was, Magnum might be growing on me. That was the best ride I've ever had.
That was me and Chris together had we that was the best ride I've ever had on Magnum too.
Yeah.
It was
it's definitely growing on me.
We were both bracing ourselves like, this is gonna suck, and then because it's painful sometimes. But no,
you were
that
on
was
a wheel
great
seat,
ride.
if I remember correctly. So
it was a good ride.
I don't know what it is about people in row 3, but that is not it. I rode there, and every other seat might be better than row 3. I don't understand.
I love row 3 because I love Magnum's jank, but I know exactly what you mean when you say that. Anyway,
I've never experienced airtime hills that feel anything like Magnums.
No.
They're like it's the only one that's like it feels like a seesaw. It feels like you're being
going over a teepee.
I was trying to describe what the pop-of ejector from the roughness on Predator after the second Titan track feels like to Airtime Thrills, and I looked up the ride data that I had from my watch, and I was like, oh, it's like 50% of Magnum's like peak. Like it doesn't sound like that much, and I'm like, I don't know, 50% of Magnum is still pretty intense.
Yeah,
it's a lot of Magnum.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get into some news.
Yay, news time. Oh, my transition didn't transition. That's okay.
I clicked it and you clicked it at the same time, so it like half played.
There we go.
Woo!
Okay, news. So we have the Carowinds leak this week for, I guess they're getting a Camp Snoopy?
Yeah.
Did you guys see?
I think they already have a Camp Snoopy, but they're getting like
it's getting redone, renovated.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I saw they're moving their Snoopy's Junction. They're getting Racing Railway, which is going to be a clone of something.
Yeah, clone of Snoopy's Racing Railway, the art engineering coaster at Canada's Wonderland.
That's correct.
The one we talked about last week and said, screw that ride for needing a kid.
Yeah, and then I told you to just buy a kid.
Buy a kid.
We're not buying kids, Larry.
But yeah, I mean, that's phenomenal, I guess. Yay, Cedar Fair.
Yeah, I think the only notable thing here is this kind of solidifies that the Peanuts branding is not going anywhere with the merger.
Yeah.
Which I think we kind of already knew because Kings Island just committed really hard as well. But this solidifies it.
No, next year we get rid of it anyway.
I didn't really either. Yeah. I'm really curious what they're going to do because as far as I know, the DC branding is till like, that contract goes for like 20 more years.
God,
it's still like 2050 something.
Please keep it out of the Cedar Fair parks, please.
Yeah,
I agree. I'm interested in what's going to happen.
I also want to say it also is Cedar Fair continuing on the smaller family projects.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder if every big crown jewel type park, Cedar Fair has their crown jewels. Carowinds definitely one of them. Kings Island's definitely one of them. And Cedar Point's definitely one of them. They've all gotten family coasters, bing, bang, boom, 3 years in a row. I'm wondering if, and I think Knott's is getting one as well. Canada's Wonderland just got one. That kind of rounds out the crown jewel Cedar Fair parks. I'm wondering if that's was kind of like a checklist item for them. Like, let's just give every big park a family coaster, then we can go on to whatever we want.
It's like a thing that you kind of have to do. I'm just so fatigued by it at this point that it's just like every piece of news has been. Okay. Yay. I'm ready for like some big, like exciting news again. But I think we'll still be waiting a while.
What if we get a restaurant, Larry, but we put a coaster through the restaurant? Would that make it okay?
I feel like logistically speaking, obviously that's possible, but I feel like the sound that would reverberate through that building while people are eating would be deafeningly
like your glass of water is just like, every 5 seconds.
Like imagine a B&M, just like you're eating your food, rips through the building.
Rougarou goes through there.
Oh jeez! All the screaming would be like. They'll have a haunt that Rougarou goes through, and the screaming is just extra theming, but it's really people just smashing their heads on the restraint.
Yeah, I get what they're doing. I understand. You've got people have been complaining about the food lines at Cedar Point for a long time. I'm actually not hearing that so much anymore. So it sounds like it's kind of working.
Somebody on Facebook was trying to debate me about that, and I was like, I don't know. I haven't, like, in the last 2 or 3 years, I haven't spent more than 15 minutes in line for food at Cedar Point. They're like, I don't believe you. You don't go on the busy days. I'm like, I've been there on Saturdays in July. I've been there on Saturdays.
We were there on the opening day of the boardwalk,
Grand Pavilion,
and we waited in line for food, and it wasn't.
Yeah, and
it was maybe 15 minutes tops.
A lot of people can't wrap their head around the fact that high capacity dining, like what Dorney is doing with their what's it called, Iron Grill.
Yeah.
That like they built that to have a to go window. News item. They apparently pulled permits for the bar. Like they're not doing the bar on the side anymore.
Is this where at Dorney?
Yes. Yeah. The original plan for that was to have like a bar on the side of the restaurant. They're not doing that anymore. I think they couldn't get the permits approved in time. There's too much red tape or something like that.
Yeah.
They're still going to serve alcohol there. There's just not going to be the stand-up, walk-up bar.
Sure.
So, okay.
But what I was getting at is that, the important things need to be done. But as far as like from my perspective, it's like, oh, come on, man. Like, give us a good year. Give us another 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. I'm wondering when that year is going to be. The next, I mean, obviously Top Thrill 2 is a big coaster, but it's not like a new, it's a new credit. It's not a new big coaster though, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I'm not treating it at one for the sake of my mental health.
Yes.
Treating it as one. So I can enjoy that feeling.
Cedar Point hasn't got a humongous brand new investment since
2012?
Valraven.
Oh, 2016, yes.
Yep.
Dang.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Been either a small kid coaster like Wild Mouse or redos of other rides.
Which, more power to them. I mean, they're running out of space and they're finding ways to deal with it.
True.
But at the same time, yes, I
don't know. I think Cedar Point needs a new big coaster soon.
Time is definitely running out. There's not much more they can redo.
Yeah.
I
think it's starting to feel like, because there's only so many families that you're gonna. It's never gonna be Disneyland. It's never gonna be Disney World.
No.
It has that legacy to it.
It's what else can you realistically redo besides the arrows? I'm gonna say besides the arrows, so Laurel doesn't get mad. Besides the arrows, what else can you redo at Cedar Point at this point? They've already said they're not going to put steel on Blue Streak.
Yeah.
You could, I guess you could like retract. You could Nemesis Raptor, I guess.
That's not new though.
Yeah, it's not.
We could make Rougarou back into a stand-up.
You could knock Rougarou down and nobody would care. Raptor's not that bad. I do think that they've probably had the conversation of should we Nemesis this?
Yeah.
And I think
it feels fine to me, but
I think it'd be a home run to add theming. Like,
yeah, it would.
Yeah. I always forget that it's over there. I think the only time I rode it this year was when I rode it with Chris at the end of the season.
Like Raptor. Raptor's a good coaster.
I forget about it. It's kind of...
Yeah.
I kind of agree. It's one of the... And this is a testament to the ride model, not Raptor itself. It's one of the more mid B&M inverts, like on my ranking. Like, it's not the best, it's not the worst. It's there, and it's a good ride. But it doesn't really do much special for me.
I would put it above, like, in the ones I've ridden, I'd put it above, like, Silver Bullet. I'd put it above...
I don't have that one.
What's that one called that we just wrote? Alpengeist, I would put it above that one too.
Wow.
I've only ridden Alpengeist one time, to be fair.
I'd put it above Banshee.
I like Banshee more than Raptor.
I don't like Banshee. I'd put it about on par with Alpengeist, below Montu. Talon is better than Raptor.
Yeah.
Chris, do you like any inverts? I know you were saying they weren't really your thing, but are there any you really like, other than Talon at Dorney Park?
Afterburn at Carowinds is really
okay.
Good.
That's a good one. Yeah, that is a good
I've
one.
Heard great
I had that one.
Montu's good. I mean, I don't like dislike them.
They're not your...
I think. I mean, Afterburn's probably in my top 20, top 25.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like a dislike. It's just
I don't really dislike any coasters besides like maybe stand-ups, like Vortex at Carowinds.
You should ride Mighty Canadian Mindbuster.
Yeah.
Josh hates that coaster, I feel like.
I do. It just needs Titan Track.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Can we just sneak in one piece of news that I cannot believe?
One piece?
One piece?
One piece. A little smidge. Somebody's apparently buying T3. What?
Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Yeah.
Why would you buy that?
For a torture device. It's the government. Going to Guantanamo Bay.
Where do you think that's going? Where could that possibly be going?
Lost Island's going to take out their janky SLC and put in a more janky SLC.
It might work.
Watch out, Valley Fair.
Have you been on that, Chris? Because that ride is an abomination.
No, in my view. Thank God.
Somebody bought it.
Somebody did buy it. I mean, that's strange. It's really strange that somebody bought that.
With how Darien Lake's going, maybe they're buying it to use as spare track for Mind Eraser.
It could be. It could be though. It could be spare for like a ride.
Wasn't there some new park that was announced in Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yes.
I don't remember the name, but maybe.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Or maybe Libertyland.
Here's a roller coaster that's been abandoned twice. Enjoy.
I wonder if they'll just call it T4 and call it a day.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Well, hopefully they get it out of there so Kentucky Kingdom can build something there because they desperately need a new ride.
The new name for it would be Damaged Goods.
Damaged Goods. Yes.
Yes.
Abandoned twice.
Speaking of big new coasters, though, Project Sparrow. Is that what I think it is?
I might have this on the wrong spot. So, Josh, I have no idea.
Wow.
What is Project Sparrow? I thought Project Sparrow was referring because you have it in the Carowinds.
I
think it is the Carowinds.
Yeah, I think it's the Carowinds.
What is Project Sparrow?
Oh, I thought it was something entirely different then.
No, I think Project Sparrow is Camp Snoopy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is it?
Yeah.
I think so. But I also feel like I saw it in some other context. So I have no idea.
Is that
at this
not
point.
the leaked King's Dominion wing?
No.
I don't think so.
No,
that would be a lame name for it.
Yeah, that's too obvious as to what it
Sparrow.
is.
Well, that's why they called it Project 305. They're just going to have Project Land in the back corner of the park over there. They're actually going to call it Project of Fear instead of Flight of Fear, too.
Oh, Project of Fear. Okay.
It would be POF instead of FOF.
POF.
Yes, I was wrong. Project Sparrow, I looked it up, is the Carowinds thing.
Okay.
Cool.
Great.
Okay, you have me. I was doubting myself a little bit, but speaking of King's Dominion, what?
Josh, could this be the other CW thing?
Oh, that was me not knowing. I was like, is this the other thing that we have to buy a kid for?
We're not buying kids.
You can rent them or steal them.
Okay.
Anyways, King's Dominion. Speaking of Project 305 got unveiled.
I thought Taylor was hosting today.
Yeah, well, we're not talking about buying or renting kids, so I'm gonna move this along.
So, Project 305 was unveiled. I mean, King's Dominion opened this weekend, so we got to see the sign and the trains. Mess. And was it a hot mess? I don't know.
I didn't hear that. Yeah,
I didn't hear that. I was just like, oh, well, the trains are stripped and ugly like they are at Carowinds, and
this is for 305.
Yes, and then the sign's kind of interesting. I do like the sign. I don't know. I don't understand. It's a placeholder for sure. Well, supposedly for sure. I don't know. I don't speak for the brand or the company. Kyle. So yeah, the sign's kind of interesting. I like the sign. I don't think it's ugly. I saw somebody like really mad about it, and I was like, dude, I don't think it's that deep. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they should be mad about the
Thunder
Striker. I even forgot the name already. But this that you bring up, I think this is what Carowinds obviously should have done. They should have just done like a placeholder rather than just rushing this.
Hold over.
What do you think about Thunder Striker, Chris?
The logo looks like clip art that somebody like a 10-year-old did in art class. Yeah, I mean the trains are ugly. Those are hideous.
They are.
Here's the
it looks like it looks like my mom's like when growing up had like a 98 Chevy Malibu.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Here is the Project 305 sign for anybody who has not seen it yet.
I think this is cool. I think what they're doing is cool.
Yeah.
It's a good hint. You see the background of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The X right here, kind of in the middle of the zero there, kind of reminds me of like the 90s X-Men logo a little bit.
Yeah.
It also, the interesting thing I see is Project X here, because...
Isn't that Orion?
That's what they called Orion,
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's
my god, Polaris confirmed?
Polaris?
Will they please name a coaster Polaris finally?
No.
My gosh, do it.
Josh, every time I go up to Polaris I see that sign, I can just think of your tweet about all of the different names.
Yeah.
Every single time.
I think of it every time I pass that too. But yeah, so yeah, what are we thinking?
Okay, follow me here, because my theory makes no sense, and I know this is not what's going to happen, and if it does, I'm the first one to say it. No, Josh, bring it back.
Why'd you take it away?
I didn't mean to.
Why'd you take it away from me?
I didn't mean to!
Bring it back.
Okay. I know where you're going with this, and I greatly disagree, but I'll give you the I'll give you the time of day to say it.
Let me have my theory, okay? It looks very spy-ish, like the person who was mad about it, okay?
Yeah.
We have the X, so Jungle Expedition, but... there's aliens in Jungle Expedition. So what if we're having spies in the jungle and all the spies drive Jaguars? And that's why we have this Jaguar print. But it also still looks like a road.
I
feel like it tracks in a very terrible way. But I still want to get it out there in case this is the storyline they go with. Okay?
Okay. Just in case.
Just in case. I mean, it's going to be cat themed, right? Like, that's our thing.
Could be. I would wait till the first, like, I don't know. I would wait a little bit before saying anything is definitely one thing or another. But there's,
I think the X is a clear indication of
Jungle Expedition.
Yeah, Jungle Expedition. I think it's going to be panther or cougar or jaguar hunting themed.
That would be so lame.
Well.
I mean, it goes.
Yeah, it'd be lame.
I think ER on the end.
They're gonna call it Cheetah Hunt Hunter.
Yeah, I think this would be a good opportunity to. I don't know. I don't want them to do that. I hope they don't do that.
I think this would be a good opportunity to remind everyone that no matter what they do, as long as they don't change the layout, the ride is still going to be as good. And just like Thunder Striker, people were saying that ruined the ride. No. It objectively
it's just bad.
It just looks worse.
Yes. It's bad. It's objectively bad, but it doesn't affect the ride.
Correct.
It'll be nice to see 305 with a new paint scheme.
Yes, it will.
Yeah.
We were talking about that when we were at King's Dominion. I was like, what is this McDonald's?
Yeah,
McDonald's.
Totally. So it was just, I mean, even fresh, that's just not a color combination I want to see on a coaster.
I mean, Cedar Fair was in love with those yellow and red coasters for a long time.
Yeah.
Diamondback, Top Thrill Dragster, Iron Dragon. 5305.
Larry, how's your root beer?
It's good. Very good. What are you? Oh, you're having a Red Bull, I see.
That's like the one that I cracked open at 8 a.m. when I started working, and there's like this much left in the bottom, and I greatly regret doing that. Anyway. Yeah, no, it's not a Jaguar car.
I know, but I want to get my theory out there. So if it happens, I said it first.
No, I don't. Yeah, I definitely think it could be something more than just, oh, it's a big cat. I definitely think that it could at this point.
Some mythological creature name that Cedar Fair likes to come up with.
Yeah. And then they'll change it at the last second.
Yeah.
Tell me about the VIP lounge at
Oh, so they took a restaurant. I guess I don't think it's been open for a minute.
I think it was sporadically open last year, but not consistently.
So they took Old Dominion Inn and turned it into an indoor-outdoor lounge. So it is inside, but it also has like a back deck area, and it has pop machines, charging stations, like all the things that the VIP lounges should have had to begin with.
I thought you said pot machines. I'm like,
I don't know if that's legal in Virginia. I don't live there.
So it just sounds basically like what it should have been.
It should have been, yeah. I thought that was a cool note.
Yeah, it's neat.
Yeah. It would have made me get Prestige this year if Kings Island had like an actual, that antique photo thing that's never open in Rivertown. That could have been a lounge, like an actual, have some AC.
Yeah.
Where is there an antique photo place in Rivertown?
Right across from Tomb Raider.
Yeah. When you're headed to Mystic Timbers from the Beast area.
Yeah, next to Annie Ann's.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yep. I know what you mean now.
The Auntie Anne's, it's never open when I'm there either.
Well, those drink stalls are never open in the back of the park.
No.
Correct. Weird.
Very.
Man, I feel like it's been too long since I've been to Kings Island.
When was your last time?
A couple more weeks.
I don't know.
Larry, are you going for pass holder?
Midsummer? Not for pass holder. I'll go for opening.
Bet. Chris, are you going for opening?
Honestly.
I will be at pass holder.
Okay.
Same as last year? Or did you go to... Yeah, you went to pass holder, not opening last year, yeah. I probably will not be at either. Get married 2 weeks after that.
This year? Because it'd be lame.
I'm sure at some point I will. I just don't have any solid plans.
Sure.
I mean, my entire May is... Obviously, I get married on the 4th, and then the 13th through Memorial Day, I'm on a 2-week honeymoon. And then that week after, I'm going to rest. So, my entire May is booked already. So, I just don't really have many plans after that.
Rest is good. Rest is good.
Yes.
Definitely
I think this year, I'm going to be spending most of my park time at Kings Island and Cedar Point. I'm not really planning on too many, a couple, but I'm not planning on going. It's not going to be a year where I'm, traveling all over the place.
Are you obviously you're not going to be at Top Thrill opening day. When do you have everybody? This is a question for everybody because all 3 of you are coming to my wedding. Are you going to have a waiting period where you're I'll wait 2-3 weeks, let the crowds die down? Or are you going to be the weekend after my wedding, you're at Cedar Point trying to ride it?
I don't think I'm going to Cedar.
As soon as I can. Go ahead.
I'm planning on doing Cedar Point the 23rd of May, during the week towards the end, but before actual summer starts.
Yeah, that's a good plan. Right before Memorial Day, so people will kind of be probably waiting for the long weekend.
Yeah.
I'll probably go up, see what it's about. I mean, I don't mind waiting. I waited 4.5 hours for Dragster its opening year, so
yeah, I'll do stuff like that for a brand new coaster. I'll wait in a long line.
Yeah.
Me and Kyla have talked about because our honeymoon, we fly out to Orlando on the 14th. We have off work the 13th. So I was like, well, maybe we go out on the 12th and then stay at Breakers or Express overnight, start our honeymoon a day early, and then just drive home on the 13th, sleep here, and then fly out to Orlando on the 14th. And then Monday morning, I'm sure we'll probably be able to ride Top Thrill 2 a couple times on a Monday morning in the middle of May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. I mean,
I'm so looking forward to that ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. You know what else I'm looking forward to?
You stole my segue.
Oh, well.
Oh, you know what Dorney dropped at 1 a.m. for some reason?
Go to sleep, Ryan!
Go to sleep, Ryan.
The Iron Menace POV.
I was taken aback by it at first because the holding brake wasn't on, and it just yeet over the drop. It was kind of funny.
I don't want to ride it like that.
That's what I was thinking. I wonder if maybe during an ERT event they could just turn off the holding brake and just let her rip.
I like that part of those rides.
I may have to be hey, Ryan.
Ryan, please.
I like the holding brake as well, but I'd love to try it at least once without the holding brake.
Yeah.
I imagine you'd get obviously you're not going as fast, but I imagine you'd get a Maverick effect where you just get whipped out of your seat, which would be insane. Obviously people are gonna bitch about vests, but I don't think the vests are that bad.
They're fine. The vests are fine.
They'll find something to complain about regardless. Yeah. So
Well, first it was the layout's not long enough and the pacing's going to be too slow.
It's very short. It's a very short layout.
It's short, but I feel like it rips through it. So I mean,
it's like a B&M Eurofighter, and there's a place for that, and that place is Dorney Park because the plot of land they had wasn't big, and they didn't want to get rid of Possessed.
It's not a criticism. I'm just saying that's like it's fine for people to say
I'm addressing
that.
Yeah. Because
I feel like it's the perfect size for Dorney, because you think about it, most dive coasters aren't very long in their own right for the parks that they're in. Like
that's
Cedar
true.
Point's,
yeah, the only one is
long for a Cedar
Yukon.
Point roller coaster.
Yeah.
So it tracks. I mean, I think it's a perfect fit. And then, like Josh said, they get to keep Possessed.
Yeah.
Which
I want to ride that. I loved Wicked Twister, so
yeah.
Yeah.
Josh, when we rode it last year, you were kind of surprised.
Yeah, I expected it to be like mid-range, and it was top 3 in the park. Well, I guess technically that is mid-range for Dorney because they only have 7 or 8 coasters. But like, it's a strong top 3 with Talon, Steel Force, and Possessed, and then after that, it's... Taylor, what's after that?
Thunderhawk's after that, but Thunderhawk should be number 3, and Possessed can be number 4.
I disagree. I got a bad ride on Thunderhawk, so
I adore Thunderhawk.
It was good.
But anyways, yeah, I was surprised. That was my first impulse, and it was good.
And the launches are fun.
Launches were shockingly quick, yes, for LIMs especially. Taylor, you want to take us home with the news here?
Yes. One last piece of news before we get into our game. Marine Land potentially biting dust. Might be gone. Might be dead. Goodbye. Stop abusing animals, goddammit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop it! Yeah.
I definitely see people have their doubts about the story.
It hasn't been officially announced.
Yeah.
It's just workers were laid off.
It wouldn't be surprising either, to be frank.
No, not at all.
No.
Their attendance is always trash.
Yeah.
They cost like 57 Canadian dollars for a ticket, and there's nothing there. Exactly.
For one ride, for one coaster that anybody actually cares about.
Hey. Technically, they have 2. They have a kids coaster.
I don't want to ride the Ladybug. I want to ride...
McLovin does.
McLovin has 840 some creds.
And she can't ride it anyway because she doesn't have a kid and you won't let her buy one, so...
That is not going to be a running joke on the Quad Down Pod! Anyway.
We'll see about that.
The more interesting conversation is not, in my opinion, is Marine Land closing. The more interesting conversation is what's going to happen to Marine Land. I know Chris wants it to become a Busch park. I want it to become a Herschend park. But with the Six Flags merger impending, I think one of the other big chains would be not wise to let such a land be passed up. It's right in between Darien Lake and Canada's Wonderland. So basically, if anybody's doing a trip from one to the other, they literally are passing Marine Land anyway. It's free business, as long as you treat the park right.
Yeah, no,
you think Six Flags, or Cedar Fair now, but the future Six Flags should buy it?
No, I think Herschend should buy it.
Okay, I thought you were changing your... Okay.
No. I'm saying for competition.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have... Assuming somebody has the All Parks Pass, they're gonna do Darien Lake and Canada's Wonderland.
Let me ask you this, because I think it's interesting that you say Herschend. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but why Herschend versus Busch? Like, what...
This goes back to a tweet that I made a year and 2 months ago. And it's kind of funny because it started popping off a little bit again, and people were like, "Oh, this is so reactionary." To like, it's not even announced that it's closed, and I'm like, "Hey, check the date on that tweet." But like Herschend, their niche is near a tourist trap that is like a beautiful park with land to work with to develop how they want, with trees and like. It fits very well. Obviously, it's right near Niagara Falls, which is one of the highest tourist attractions in both America and Canada. Mm-hmm. So you can get both of those markets. It's 2 hours, or it's an hour and a half from Toronto. You can tap into that market. And the park, it just has that Herschend charm, if you will, like the vibe, not the animals in that.
Gotcha. I was just curious. Because I think I could see the logic in having the SeaWorld parks buy it too. Or what is it now? Universal Entertainment Limited.
United Parks.
There we go. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if, for the right price, honestly, one of the bigger chains wanted to take a stab at it. Disney originally wanted one of their parks to be in Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
I dig it.
I'm not expecting that to be clear.
No.
But I wouldn't be surprised if a bid was made, whether or not it's accepted because it's way too low. Because that park, you know why that park's not open after sunset?
Why?
They don't have lights.
They don't have lights.
They don't have lights. Like, the infrastructure investment into that park will be massive, but it's basically
They don't have lights.
They don't have lights.
I'm sorry, that's hilarious to me.
I know. But basically, it's a blank slate, and you're buying so much land that, like, I'm gonna pull it up on Google Earth real quick to give a concept for those who are not that familiar with marine land of like how big it actually is and where it's located in reference to other things.
While you're pulling that up, let's hope that somebody does buy this and put that money into it, because could you imagine night rides on Dragon Mountain?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine that coaster's probably not so good, but I still want to ride.
I've heard it's good.
I've heard it's great.
You've heard it's good? Okay.
I really want to ride it. I'm just like, marine land.
I tend to be kind of prejudicial of Aero coasters, to be honest.
Boo.
It was one of the later ones, wasn't it? When was that put in?
I don't know.
Let me look it up real quick. Yes, I believe it was one of the later ones.
I think it was one of their last ones, wasn't it?
Dragon Mountain
Tennessee
Coaster.
Tornado was like their last
99?
looper, I think.
Dragon Mountain opened in 83.
Really? Wow, okay.
That was the year after Viper at Darien
And then
Lake.
they just never finished it.
They just never finished it, yeah.
Huh.
Okay. I have this pulled up here, so let me share my screen. Someone else is currently sharing. Who's currently sharing?
I'm not currently sharing.
I'm not currently sharing.
I'm not currently sharing.
Well, the point is, it's a large piece of land.
Let me
Josh,
just measure it here.
Why don't you just tweet out this alongside the episode on Thursday?
Yeah, there we go.
I could.
And just no context. Here's marine land. It's very big.
No. How do I measure in Google Earth? I've done this 100 times.
I have to. Yeah,
I
can't.
have no idea.
I got it. Okay. This is not confirmed the land they own, but I'm like pretty sure this is what they own. Let's include the parking lot just for its technically usable space.
It's 1,000 acres.
That's a big park.
Yeah, that's about what I was gonna say.
That's a big park.
It's a very large park.
Yeah.
Massive.
With nothing in it.
Correct. It's like I'm looking at the Google Maps, the Google Earth right now. Literally half of it is just paths and trees.
Yeah.
Paths and trees?
Yeah.
I think that'd be a great place to make a resort park for Niagara Falls. It's a slam dunk. Whether it's Busch Gardens, like Chris wants, or Hershon, like I want. To be clear, I'd be more than happy with a Busch Gardens park half an hour from my house.
Yeah. Right.
More than happy with that.
Fair enough. But I liked your thoughts about Hershon, though. It's could be good.
In either
you know why I picked Busch?
Why?
Yes.
Why?
Because they work with Intamin.
It makes sense. Yeah.
It's a smart man.
I mean, I wouldn't be upset about a company that works with Intamin and RMC being that close to me.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty dope.
Would you guys like to pitch some weird coasters to put into marine land for whoever buys it?
Whoa, we got a swipe.
Got a swipe. Okay. So, that wrapped up our news. And I have a game for us. This is my favorite card game, if it focuses. And I like to refer to it as Cards Against Humanity meets Shark Tank. But obviously, we're a roller coaster podcast, and I am not sponsored to promote Business Walrus. So I'm going to call this Coaster Zebra. And we're going to pitch some weird coasters. And when this episode releases, there will be a poll on our Twitter at QuadDownPod where you guys can vote for whoever's coaster you liked the best. So how we're going to do this is each coaster is going to have a must-have theme, a must-have element, and a name. Obviously, we can't have nameless coasters. This isn't Planet Coaster. And also, I have Walrus surprise cards from the game that will throw some wrenches into our plans.
Okay.
How does this sound?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I love that I have this huge script and I didn't read like a single thing off of it. So,
hey, good job.
Thank you. We're going to do the first 2 rounds together as a group. And then the last 4 rounds, if you guys see in the table, everybody has been randomly assigned a prompt, and that's what you're going to use for voting. Speaking of voting, last week we asked who would win Total Drama Island, and you guys were awesome and voted for me. So thank you guys.
Who came in second?
I think Josh, because Josh tried to buy votes.
Because
he did. I saw that.
He did.
He did do that. He did. He did do that.
This is not Coaster Madness. I did not buy votes. I literally just retweeted. Speaking of Coaster Madness, we've got a guest coming up in a week or 2 here. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into this. So for our first coaster, our theme will be Carnival Chaos with a must-have Heartline roll. So what are we thinking for this coaster? Who's making it? What's its name? What's
the theme is Carnival Chaos?
Yes.
It sounds like a Mauer spinner to me.
Mauer spinner? Okay.
Chris,
my mind immediately went to Scary Clown.
My brain wants it to be a Scary Clown, like we're having like the like big hammers come down over our heads to where it looks like it's gonna hit us, but we don't, and then we like do a Heartline roll out of that.
Yeah.
But like, what else is going on this?
Chris, pitch me your Carnival Chaos with a Heartline roll.
It definitely is giving me some laugh track vibes for sure.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay.
So, but like with obviously more carnival theming inside. I mean, I only rode laugh track when all the lights were off inside, so I don't know what exactly it's like.
All the lights, like including the black lights?
During Haunt, everything's off.
Oh.
Or during
that's weird.
Night. Yeah.
So you literally can't see anything in there?
Yeah, you can't see anything.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Guys, we're only 1 round in, and I already forgot to pull my Business Walrus card, or my Walrus surprise. So, Business Walrus admires ingenuity in how the Lego movie takes an existing product and manages to wring $1 million extra from it. In your pitch, describe a blockbuster movie that could be produced based on your product.
Wait, what? Okay, so there's got to be a movie to it.
Yes, we're having a coaster, and then later on they're going to make a movie.
Okay. Well, now I think that this definitely goes well in our direction of Scary Clown, right?
Yeah, definitely.
People love Scary Clown movies. You could just call this thing Carnival of Chaos. Carnival of Chaos.
What if we just name it 2016? When we had all the scary clowns running around.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
I think about this a lot.
I thought you just meant the general chaos of 2016.
You know, that too.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, it's got a Heartline roll. It's Scary Clowns. It murders people. You've got your movie.
Got your movie. Huh? Do we have like a main character clown for this? I feel like...
Oh man, it's got to be Pennywise, right?
I was gonna say it's gotta be.
It's gotta be Pennywise.
Okay, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do we want to name? Well, yeah, we're making it Carnival of Chaos. Okay.
And who's making this coaster, by the way? I know this isn't part of the game, but we have to
I feel like it's very important to pitching the ride that we have a manufacturer.
It's an Intamin drift coaster.
Intamin drift.
Intamin drift coaster. Look at that. What that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Technically, it's not a thing yet. Chris knows what I'm talking about.
Is this what Fast and the Furious is going to be, or am I just looking at it? Okay. Okay.
That's what they say.
So why is it called a drift coaster?
Because Fast and Furious?
The Fast and Furious.
That's it? It's not like a special model?
I mean, it's
special
a
enough?
Controlled spinning coaster.
Oh, okay. So it drifts.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Tokyo drifts. Okay.
Larry, I love the way you go, drift.
Drifts.
Like,
It drifts. Yeah. I'm drifting, Josh.
No.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I'm
like a radio host. Like, here we go, and we're gonna drift right on out.
Does Larry, like in Larry's videos, does he not have the most radio-y voice you've ever heard? Taylor, did you just smash your knee?
Maybe.
Don't smash your knee.
Don't.
I see, and then you go, oh.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen. You know what did happen? We're gonna make a Goosebumps coaster that has a Cobra roll in it.
Okay.
So I feel like it has to be B&M because, like, I don't know, very
invert.
like
Maybe an invert. No.
Should it?
My brain went straight to to Raptor because of like the color green and
yeah.
Goosebumps.
Yeah, but I just feel like it needs like.
Go ahead.
It needs something like spooky to it. Like we need like something like really stand out other than the Cobra roll.
I want to theme it to a Goosebumps book.
Okay.
But it's been a long time.
I want
the
totally
inverse
different.
of the beast.
Something completely different.
I want basically a Skyrocket 2, except it's just a Cobra roll.
It's just a Cobra roll.
It's just you just keep getting launched in this Cobra roll slightly faster over and over.
What if it's two Cobra rolls where you go? They're like connected like this, and
like a skyline, like the Immelmans on a Skywarp.
And as
that's
a bonus,
hilarious.
the CIA could lease it at night for torture.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
By just running someone on
That's
it.
That's what the Goosebumps book is about.
Yeah.
By day, it's a normal ride. By night, it's a CIA torture machine.
Okay, did you guys know that R.L. Stine hates coasters? So I feel like it's even better to make a Goosebumps coaster.
I loved his Beast book, though. The first one. I don't know if I ever read the second one.
I have the second one. I haven't read it yet, but the first one was really good.
Yeah.
I wrote a lot. I wrote a lot of them in elementary school. So I can't remember. Only thing I can remember right now is Say Cheese and Die.
Me too.
Yeah.
Say Cheese and Die, and then there was one there's one, I don't remember what it was called, but it had a giant mantis on the front of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
think that's also why I loved the logo of Mantis growing up.
What was another one? What was the one with the puppet called?
That's the one I was just thinking of. But I can't remember.
Slappy, but I can't remember what his what the books were called. But then he made a spin-off series called Slappy's World or something.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I think that's mostly what he was writing right now.
I used to actually read the other ones that he had, they made a show about him.
Yeah.
On Fear Street, maybe, whatever that was.
Fear Street, yeah, Fear Street. They also had the Haunting Hour, but I don't think the Haunting Hour was ever books.
One Day at Horrorland. He had one about.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about Horrorland.
I had that one. I had that one. Yeah, I had that book. I'm sorry, I'm going on a nostalgic trip right now.
I love the Horrorland games too.
Night of the Living Dummy.
Yeah, that's it.
Living Dummy.
That's it. Yeah.
Man, this is just taking me back now.
Yeah, me too. I wish we could do Say Cheese and Die.
We could do Say Cheese and Die. We could launch into a dark tunnel, have the camera right there, just like on Flight of Fear, so it blinds you. And then
launches you straight into a Cobra roll.
Launches you straight into a Cobra roll. It's literally just Flight of Fear, but we make it Goosebumps.
Can I counter argue this? We go with the Mantis themed one because from the side, 2 Cobra rolls kind of looks like giant beady mantis eyes.
Okay.
And we have these giant arms that are theming for the queue that move like Nemesis.
Okay.
The name of this book is called A Shocker on Shock Street.
That's it. That's the one.
That's such an original name. A Shocker on Shock Street.
He's a brilliant author.
I loved those books.
They're good books.
Talking crap.
Anyway.
What are we're not voting on this one, so we don't need a name.
Wait, what do we have to vote? Oh, we're voting when we do?
No, we're not voting. The listeners are voting.
Oh, I see. Okay. Do we need a name? I would just call it whatever book we're doing.
So,
because you people need to know what book it is.
What if we combine Say Cheese and Die and A Shocker on Shock Street?
Say Cheese and Die on Shock Street.
There we go. Say Cheese and Die on Shock Street.
Longest Say Shock and Die on Cheese Street.
Or that.
Okay.
So, my turn next.
It is your turn, Josh. So your theme will be extreme sports with a 0G roll. And your walrus surprise is, you've been dealt the dreaded Angel of Death card. While it's not entirely clear what this means, you gotta figure it's something bad, right? Scary.
What? You told me nothing.
It's the Angel of Death card. You don't know what this means. It's gotta be something bad, right? Scary. That's literally what the card says, Josh. Like.
Okay. Good luck, Josh.
Good luck, Josh.
Anyway, okay. I gotta think this one through all the way. You said a 0G roll?
Has to have a 0G roll. Has to be themed to extreme sports.
Yeah, I'm just... Okay, so it's gonna be... It's gonna be a surf coaster, okay?
I was gonna suggest
Makes sense.
That.
It's gonna be a surf coaster, and it's gonna be called... Bungee Blast. So
Bungee Blast.
You're gonna go into a launch like really fast, and then go up a top hat and 0G roll right at the top, so you're weightless, floating, and then you're gonna plummet down the top hat like you're bungee jumping, and then you're gonna pull out, and then you're gonna go through a corkscrew. And then a heartline roll, so it's like less and less bounces with less and less 0Gs. And then you're gonna do like
No.
Yeah, so you're gonna basically you go over the top hat, you do the 0G roll at the top to feel weightless, then you go down, and then you go through a corkscrew, and then a heartline roll, and then right before you slow down, like there's trim brakes, JoJo roll into the final brakes to simulate bungee jumping.
Sounds like fun.
And we might...
Sounds like fun.
Might not be comfortable when we get off.
Yeah, you're inviting the Angel of Death to play Fate with bungee jumping.
Okay. Well, I like it. Good stuff, Josh. Good stuff. So, I put the name on the wrong line. Damn it.
Bungee
while I'm over here, Chris, it's your turn. Your theme is going to be time travel with a top hat.
This is a good one.
Your walrus surprise is that you must include an emotional sob story in your pitch.
Oh my god.
I got this. I got this.
Okay.
Oh, awesome.
If you know the name Marty McFly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Okay.
So, we're going to be at a Universal Park or something with Back to the Future. Intamin multi-launch with a top hat where you're going back in time to save his mother.
Oh.
That has gotten...
Doesn't he try to bang his mom in that movie?
No, his mom tries to bang him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So much better.
So... Yeah, maybe it's something along those lines. Something happens to his mother, or maybe Doc. Maybe something happens to Doc. He's got to go back and get him. And I think I'm calling this this coaster Back to the Future.
Just Back to the Future.
Honestly, I'm surprised they don't have a Back to the Future coaster.
They should. It should be like a lot like that.
Yeah, like you go 88,
yeah.
like the top speed is 88.
Yeah.
Like you have onboard audio. It seems like a slam
The top
dunk.
speed should be exactly 88 too.
Well,
that'd be
Back
awesome.
to the Future, Time Rush.
Time Rush. Okay.
There you go.
Well, Chris,
Like
when Universal listens to this and they steal your idea, you have proof to sue them.
Yep.
You hear that, Casey
I made this up with the license they have.
The license they
have. Did it.
It's transformative content.
Where are my royalties?
Yep.
Well, it's my turn now, and I have to do a superhero showdown with a wave turn.
So 6 Flags, right?
Yeah. I also only get to use 20 words.
Oh my god. Oh, I love this one.
Wait, I have a counter on my Stream Deck here. I'll just cut you off. Oh wait, I gotta add it back in a second.
Okay.
I'll just you talk and I'll just cut you off when you get there, and that's how your pitch should be. Just give me 1 second to get it added back. And you're good.
You're gonna have to do some caveman talking, I think. Cut out unnecessary words.
Vacoma. Flyer. Launch station.
Okay.
Save. Utonium?
Utonium? What is that?
I dig it.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
Tacoma, save Utonium, guys. Is that all? Does she have words left?
Yes. That's not true. That is false. You are wrong. That is not how many you have so far.
Are you done? Are you calling it? The pressure is on.
Wave turn. Corkscrew.
Is corkscrew 1 or 2 words in this context?
Just make it 1.
Okay.
Be merciful.
Well, I counted and yeah as words, so I'm not being merciful.
Loop. Done.
Who are the superheroes that are
Name.
fighting?
Ultimate Flight.
Okay.
What superheroes are fighting?
Mr. Blorb.
That's just one.
Okay. Versus.
Evil Cobra.
You're out.
Okay.
You're out after Evil. Mr. Blorb versus Evil. You know, I'll take that.
I wanted to do a Batman versus Superman, right?
I didn't want to succumb to Six Flags.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What did I say I was naming this? Ultimate Flight? That's a terrible name.
Yes, which is a Six Flags name. Anyway.
What was it? What were we saving again? Ultimanium? I don't remember. We're saving something.
Saving
okay,
something.
good job.
I was just like, it sounds like a spacey, like an important sciencey thing. I can't say more. I'm adding to my pitch, and
it's true. Larry,
mm-hmm.
Larry, we need an Arctic expedition with a splashdown.
Okay.
Your walrus surprise. Ooh, this kind of calls for This round, the business walrus will draw a single must-have card for all entrepreneurs to use in a single pitch as a team by going around in a circle saying one word at a time.
Just skip that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We've already been going an hour and 20, Taylor.
Okay.
So
Larry, the next one. You get an extra must-have. So you're also going to have an overbank turn.
Okay. Okay, so Arctic Expedition. I like this one. This is cool. It's got to have a splashdown.
And an overbank turn.
And an overbank turn. So, man, a splashdown. That made me want to go Icebreaker until I realized that's already a coaster. So, why don't we do... Oh, what is
Save
good...
the polar bears.
Yeah, like Glacial.
Melting.
Glacial. I don't know. I want Glacial. What's a good, like, word?
Gatorade. Glacial freeze.
Glacial. No. I want like a punch word. More that makes it feel like you're getting punched in the face.
What about
Glacial
punch?
Yeah.
Glacial punch.
Oh, how'd you think of that, Chris?
Chris, I was going
Glacial
the same
punch.
thing.
And yeah, it's got a splashdown. You're basically you're being chased by.
What ride model is this? Did we cover that?
Oh no. This is going to be. I think I'm going with a B&M Hyper.
B&M Hyper. Right. Okay.
And you're running. You're being chased by Glacial Chase. You're being chased by a polar bear on a gigantic glacier, and then you just like screw it, and you just jump off. Basically, and then that's where you land the splashdown, and then oops, it can swim, and so it's chasing you more, and now you have to like climb up a glacier, and then you're overbank turn, right?
Yeah,
I have to do that. Yeah, and that's that, and then you go through some standard airtime hill.
I like it.
It reminds me of Wolves by Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
There we go. Glacial Chase.
Everybody go to Twitter, vote on the poll as who you think won. And yeah.
I'll let you all know next week. So.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
That does it for our game. We have a few viewer questions to get into. Starting with McLovin. Oh, I didn't do the little... I don't care to do the transition.
I did.
Oh, cool. If you gained full ownership of Kings Island, what are the first 3 things you'd do? Chris, you want to start us off?
You sound like you're spilling as a ride-up right now.
Well, first 3 things I'm doing is you'll find a lovely clone of Velocicoaster in the Vortex plot of land.
As we should.
Upgrade?
I mean, you could upgrade.
We're just trying not to be greedy.
At least a clone.
Okay.
At least a clone. And then we are going to definitely fix up some of the bathrooms for sure.
Yes.
That's such a Cedar Point answer. God.
And they both communities can play.
I know.
So the first project is the coaster. Second project, bathrooms. And then the third project would be Action Zone is no more, and it gets a dark forest theme, and everything is themed to Banshee and haunted things like Banshee and the Bat.
Love it.
Dark universe.
Yep.
The dark universe at home.
Scary. It's got to be spooky. You don't find many spooky entire areas in a park that's there.
I've been advocating for the exact same thing.
I think a lot of people want this, so I feel like we could see this in the next couple years, hopefully.
My camera will not stay focused. Okay.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Okay. Larry, what do you want?
So I'm gonna assume that Jesus, will you please focus?
No, we don't get to see Larry.
So mine, I'm gonna assume that like things like the bathrooms and the parking lot and all that are taken care of. So I'm gonna agree. I'm building something in the Vortex space. I love his idea. We won't change that. Action Zone definitely needs some love. I think before that, I might do a little bit of a water park expansion so that people go over there, so I can ride the roller coasters. And then Action Zone.
That's due.
I love that it's not because you want the water park fixed. It's because you want people to leave the dry park and go to the water park.
Yes, yeah.
I want
to get them out of there. Yes, I'd be a very corrupt GM.
I like it.
How about you guys?
Okay. I'm gonna go the same thing I say every time. Separate ADA lines. I hate walking up the exits. I forgot what my other answer was. Okay,
make
so
Flight of Fear something.
expand Area 72 because I want there to be more things back there so that one, less people get in line for Flight of Fear so that I can just ride it more. And two, I just feel like that area could be so much better if we expanded it a little. And three, I'm gonna go off the bathroom thing and like, can we stop making stalls open inward? It's so awful. I'm so tired of it. So that will be my third thing. I'm just gonna fix all the bathroom stalls.
That's a good one.
I'm going to try and not double dip with you guys. So I am gonna say Vortex Plot, but I'm gonna say mock Extreme Spinner with a 0G stall, specifically
also
with a 0G
totally
stall.
acceptable.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna say, unfortunately, get rid of the bat, put an Axis coaster in there, kind of like a modern take on the bat. And then I'm gonna say, add a lot of trees, man.
Yeah,
make it like King's Dominion.
Yes,
those are my three.
Needs to be like it used to be.
Yes, it does. I miss that. I really do. It's like the whole park just you feel so exposed.
It's so funny because everyone's like, "Oh, the Beast is great because it's back in the forest."
And
Mystic's
it's
great
not in the forest anymore.
Yes, but even that, like, you're like in the trees, and it's like clearly people love to be in the trees. Put more trees in the park.
There used to be.
I know.
I want trees.
But now it just feels like the sun is just like on you the whole time you're there.
Yes.
So.
Next question.
Sorry. Kev, good friend Kev, how do you have the Intimate Impulses ranked? I've only rode Possessed, so my answer is Possessed.
Same.
I've only rode Wicked Twister, so my answer is Wicked Twister. I think there's only one person that can answer this question.
Yeah, only one of us can actually do this.
Your local Impulse stand here. I have them as Possessed, Wicked Twister, Steel Venom, Valley Fair, and then Steel Venom, Geauga Lake.
Oh, so Possessed is better than Wicked Twister was.
I only have that because Wicked Twister is no longer around.
Oh, okay. I was going to get excited. Like, okay, well, that makes me even...
Yeah, it's my most recent ridden Impulse. And, I mean, Wicked Twister would definitely be way above if it was still here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have a question. Is Steel Venom Geauga Lake not Possessed?
So when Geauga Lake was sold to Cedar Fair, they moved that to Dorney.
But you have them...
So Steel Venom is also an Impulse at Valley Fair.
Yes, but I thought you said Steel...
What she's saying... Yes,
yeah, you said Steel Venom and then you said
and
Steel Venom.
Geauga Lake.
So Steel Venom at Valley Fair is ranked 3, and then Steel Venom that was at Geauga Lake.
So what Taylor's asking is Steel Venom at Geauga Lake not Possessed? As in, why are you counting it twice?
It is.
So why are they ranked opposite spots? Just for lulz.
Why are we making this so complicated?
I think Possessed theming better than Superman, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's fair.
So you had been to Geauga Lake?
Yeah.
I've never been.
This is the one week that Alex didn't ask a Geauga Lake question. And I yelled at him, and he was like, "Oh, I just don't want to do that every week." Even though last week he told me that he's going to do it every week.
I would love to talk to you about it some. I never went.
I've been there. I went twice.
I'm going to take this next question from Mitchell.
What
are you waiting for? Go. See what I did there? Yeah, it's a bad dad joke.
Okay. Thank you, Mitchell. I think Surveillance's question.
Oh, I like this one.
I like Surveillance's question. Fuck, marry, kill.
I didn't think you were going to say it.
I don't.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. Maverick, Velocicoaster, Possessed.
Man. Surveillance. Oh, you would do this
to me. I can go first here.
Go ahead.
And I have justifications. Sorry, Chris. Sorry, Brian. Sorry, Dorney. Possessed is inarguably the least the least exciting of these three. I'm killing Possessed. So that leaves us with Maverick and Velocicoaster. And here's my I feel like I'm talking like somebody that got blackballed out of this community, and we all know what I'm talking about.
Apparently there was 3.
3!
Yeah, wait. I found a new thread this morning. I'll have to send it to you guys later.
Okay, yeah. Oh, God. Please, context for whatever the hell you guys are talking about later.
Yes. Yes.
Coaster fucker.
Oh, I thought so. I thought it might be.
So, here's my rationale here. Velocicoaster. It's graceful. It's smooth. You can rewrite it over and over without feeling like your head's getting ripped off. That's consistent. I'm going to marry that. But Maverick is one hell of a wild ride.
I can't honestly, my answer would be exactly the same.
Yeah, I mean, Josh, that's my answer, and
that's what I was gonna say. So
I don't have to say
not
it
in so many words, but
oh my gosh, it's Russo.
Puppy. Oh, that's a cute puppy. All right,
my answer for this is definitely sorry, Ryan, again. Possessed is getting killed. I'm marrying Maverick because Maverick's Bay.
Okay.
So, and then I'll what do they call it? Side light or side something? Side chick would be Velocicoaster.
Sneaky Link, Velocicoaster.
Side piece.
Yeah.
I feel like
good.
I feel like I have to marry Maverick because I've actually rode Maverick, so I knew Maverick first, and I just Velocicoaster would be it's far away. I can only see it once in a while.
Long distance relationship.
Yeah, but you know what they say. If you love a second person, did you ever love the first person?
Okay.
Chris,
it's a good answer. You had a good answer.
Chris, have you ridden Velocicoaster?
I have not, so that's why I'm only going to mess around with it on the side right now.
I know Maverick is super sentimental to you, but I am really curious if in an objective ranking, if you find Velocicoaster better than Maverick.
Probably, but that remains to be seen. Soon enough.
Do you have plans? Or rough plans?
Probably next year.
Nice.
This year is going to be really light on the travels.
Probably me too. Obviously, wedding. Gotta pay for that. Next
question. Our lovely friend Elizabeth. Any goals set for your Kings Island visits this year?
Yeah, I want to make it to Kings Island this year.
That's a good goal. It's a good goal.
I want to go a lot. And I want to ride Orion, Diamondback, and Missing Timbers a lot.
I want to go during Haunt. I've been during spring, summer, and winter.
You would like it.
I've never been during Haunt.
You'd like Haunt.
Kyla would love it, as you know.
No, right. Yeah, we'd have to form the triangle.
Yes.
The one time you literally went, get back!
Get back! Get back, sir!
Russo, go get your dinner.
It was fun.
My goal is to ride some coasters with you guys down there, and then also and Elizabeth will know this, I want to actually ride a Kings Island coaster with her at the same time, because we've obviously been to Cedar Point road coasters, but
that would be awesome.
Make it Great Pumpkin.
I do think it's funny that you've rode coasters at Cedar Point, but not our home park that she works at.
Right.
Yeah.
That is a bit funny.
I think I'm just gonna... I don't want to step away from Kings Island this year, but I went every week this summer. So then I never went to any other parks.
True.
So I feel like I need to find a balance, but at the same time, I want to go every week, and we'll see.
For me, this is the year where I'm just settling down. I'm just going to settle down. KI, CP, mostly. Just chill.
KI settle guy.
I do want to do a Flight of Fear marathon day. See how many times I can ride Flight of Fear. So that is.
Do you really want to do that?
Yes, I was going to do it this year, and then I just never. Because normally at the when you renew passes, you they do a fast lane ban for the day. They didn't do that this year. You got 5 tickets.
Single use.
Yeah. So that killed my plan to do it. But this year I'm going to set money aside so I can get a fast lane for the day. And
all you have to do,
don't waste a fast lane on just.
I'm wasting a fast lane on Flight of Fear. I want to see how many times I can ride it.
Just do it with Joker's Jinx. Nobody goes to that park.
Yeah, but it's not the same. It's not the same.
Fair enough.
My footnotes say it's exactly the same.
I don't care.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I'll do it at King's Dominion.
It's better than trying to marathon in Vertigo.
Oh
God.
That was my fourth thing. If I got to pick 4 things to do at Kings Island, is tear out in Vertigo and Congo Falls. So
yeah, I would do that too.
I feel like that goes
I still
into
think that would be a great RMC Plaza. Like such a good one.
I don't even know if Congo Falls is going to even open this year. So
why do you say that?
That pump went out at the end of last year.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that.
So yeah, it might be closer than you think.
Yeah, because I remember there was some days towards the end of the summer where it was like hot and it wasn't open.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
That could, speed up an Action Zone redo.
Yeah, potentially.
Potentially. Alex Bowers wants to know how we rank the coasters at Holiday World. I've never been to Holiday World.
Neither have I.
I've been there once.
Have you been there, Chris? Once. Holiday World? At once.
I rode one coaster there. So I'm going to rank them how I think I would like them. Which is Voyage, Thunderbird, Raven, Legend, Good Gravy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Good Gravy. Yeah. Chris, how would you rank them?
I mean, I think mine would go Voyage, Raven, Thunderbird, Legend, Good Gravy.
Larry?
I don't even feel comfortable. I mean, Voyage probably. Thunderbird might be a little bit higher. I mean, I'm interested in Thunderbird. And then the rest of them I just don't really know enough about.
I rode Thunderbird as... Like, I was kind of an enthusiast when I was younger. Like, that's what my family did. And then from the ages of, 12 to, 22, I was just kind of GP. Like, I didn't really follow anything, but I still liked roller coasters.
Mm-hmm.
And I rode Thunderbird as a GP, and I thought it was really cool. But now that I've ridden, King to Ka and Maverick a bunch of times and Velocicoaster, I'm really wondering, is that launch going to hit as well as it did for me?
I don't know. I know some of my friends that are really hardcore doozies say that they like it, so I'm kind of excited to try it, I guess.
I didn't get the credit when I went in 2021 for Hollywood Nights. It was closed because the footer cracked.
Ooh,
that sucks.
I've heard of that.
Yikes!
So,
yikes, indeed.
I'm gonna assume that mine will be Voyage, Thunderbird, Raven, Legend, Good Gravy. But I also wouldn't be surprised if something else tops Voyage, because I don't know. I feel like I'm going to end up coming out of there with the opposite opinion of most Thuzies.
Raven is really good.
I feel like it's going to be Raven. I don't know.
Raven and Legend could be switched for me. I don't know enough about either of them.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
Rank them. Whereas Thunderbird and Voyage and Good Gravy all kind of stand out as what they are.
Yeah.
Raven and Legend are always so similar for me.
Really fun park. I can't wait to go back there this year.
Yeah,
I'm definitely trying to get out there this year.
Yeah.
Okay. A few questions left. Let's push through these.
The next question is from Whiskey Nick. How do we get Dorney to fix the holding brake and run the train backwards on Possessed?
Actually, backwards train will probably never happen.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, probably not. But who's to say the holding brake isn't fixed?
Ooh, we don't know.
Notice how they keep sharing photos of that back spike.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
not saying it's true, but
his little troll post about.
They do talk about it every year, and they have been showing a lot of that back spike. I'm not going to disagree.
Yeah, maybe it has been.
Hopefully so.
That would be sick if you could time the holding brake on Iron Menace and and then they just, basically a poor man's duel, basically.
Yeah,
that'd be sick.
That would be cool.
That would be cool. Keep it down, Pod would like to know how many creds will everyone get this year. I think I'm looking at 30 because I'm taking a bigger trip. But I know this year everybody else is going a little bit lighter.
At least 2 for me.
At least 2 for Josh.
At least Top Thrill and Bolt Ultimate Sea Coaster. Yeah. I hope to get to Kennywood and Holiday World at some point. But
I do want to go to Kennywood this year too. It's true.
I don't have solid plans.
So maybe I will be getting more credits.
Taylor and Larry, Chris also, you guys going to make it to Darien Lake this year?
I'll try.
I wish it was open.
I know. I know. It opens 2 weeks later.
I know. So that's when I wanted to do it, was that weekend, and of course.
I know.
But yeah.
I think definitely a couple credits. I don't know. I want to try try like hell to get Steel Curtain because it's closed every time I'm there at Kennywood.
Yeah.
And then also I want to go down to Kentucky Kingdom because I want to.
I love that place.
I don't have any credits there, so
it's a fun little
have to
park.
ride T3. So let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. For me, probably just I haven't sat and counted, but probably just a handful. I mean, there's a couple of parks that I'd be hopefully going to for the first time. So Dorney, Darien Lake.
Iron Menace. Of course, I'm going to get Iron Menace as well.
Yeah. Top Thrill 2. I don't know. I haven't really sat and counted, but not like a ton. I would say 30 or less.
Yeah.
So are all of you going to Media Day?
I probably cannot. I have a work project
I will.
That's been kicked down the road since January, and it just so happens to be that week I have to be in Buffalo for that project.
Of course.
Yeah.
Pisses me off because my company is headquartered in Delaware, 2 hours south of Dorney, and I could have gone and worked out of HQ and then taken Wednesday off, but I have to be in Buffalo that week.
Yeah.
That's so annoying.
We'll be there. We'll be there soon enough.
Yep.
So.
All right.
All right.
So now for Alex's question that's not Geauga Lake. Villain or Big Dipper, bonus, Batman or Bizarro at Six Flags Great Adventure?
Wait, is that not Geauga Lake?
Oh, I don't know. He
Villain?
said it after I yelled at him. I don't know the Geauga Lake coasters. But
Yeah, that's Geauga Lake, and Villain was amazing.
Oh, I'll go with Villain because I'm going to trust Chris's opinion.
It was a CCI, like
okay.
Like Voyage. It had like the steel structure and wood track.
Okay. That sounds cool to me.
Yeah.
As for Batman and Bizarro, am I the only one that's been to Great Adventure?
I haven't.
Yeah.
I have not been.
Depends on my mood, really. They're both, those 90s B&Ms. One's a floorless, one's a invert. Really depends what you're in the mood for. They're both kind of clones, but I'll probably go with Bizarro most of the time. Medusa. It's called Medusa now.
Okay.
I'll trust Josh's opinion.
Yep. I have no input on that one.
Yeah. Laurel XL200 coincidentally asked about Magnum XL200. Whoa. How many times are you planning to ride Magnum this year, guys? I don't know. I have a bone to pick with Josh on this question. Since when don't I like Magnum? Since when don't I like Magnum? Yeah, I love Magnum. I always make it a point to ride Magnum.
Okay, I have a number in my head of how many times I want to ride it this year. You know what? I'll fucking write it down. And then you're going to say your number, and then I'm going to show my number.
Okay.
While they're doing that, I'll say 20.
I don't know. It depends on how I feel.
Fully depends on
I live 4 hours from the park.
Like if it's there and it doesn't have a huge line like really often, I might be on it a lot.
No,
Taylor, what's your goal?
You have a goal?
I put 25 plus because I live 4 hours away.
You have a goal to ride it 50 times?
I don't know. I feel like I
mean, the question is, how many times are you planning on riding it? That clearly implies a goal.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I always ride it at least once when I go up. If there's no line, I'll run around and ride it 2 or 3 times. I don't know where you got the idea that I don't like this coaster.
We can hash this off. We've been going an hour 45.
Yeah, that's true.
It's 9 o'clock.
All right.
Our last question is from CP Coaster Lover. Why is Possessed better than Talon?
Scott, you know what's up, man. Because 1, Intamin. 2, launches. That's all I got.
I do love launches.
I'm gonna have to say, Chris, where's your Possessed stuff? I see a Talon banner behind you. I don't see anything Possessed.
Well, you might have to ask Ryan about that because he said he had a Possessed banner for me.
He said he had a Steel Force banner for me, and we don't see one here either.
Couldn't find it.
Are we giving out banners? I want banners.
But he does say he did say that he has some stuff waiting for me. So hopefully on Media Day, I will. There you go.
Nice.
Courtesy of Theme Park Stand Podcast Meetup.
Yep.
This is all
speaking
the
of that,
Dorney stuff I have.
Very nice.
I if you guys want one of those cups, I have more of them as well.
You still have that box.
Yeah, I'll take one.
I'll take one.
Do you have any more of those coasters? Those were really nice too.
I think so.
Nice. I have a couple of them in my.
This coaster?
Yeah,
Yes.
mine are in the other room. But yeah, those are really nice, like stone coasters.
But yeah, he said he has some stuff waiting for me, so hopefully there'll be something cool. Like, what about some ride parts or something? That'd be sweet.
That would be
My
dope.
answer is it's not better. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Chris. They're closer than I expected. I will give it that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's better.
I get it.
Wait, why do you guys all of a sudden love this invert so much when you don't like any other inverts?
Because
Talon?
Talon's just different.
Yeah, is it just because it's a meme?
No,
it
it's just
Talon
built
became a
different.
meme?
Genuinely, Talon is my second favorite invert, and my other favorite invert just like my favorite invert is just outside of my top 25.
Montu.
Yes,
It's a good
Cool.
invert.
Yeah, I honestly genuinely can't tell whether Talon is just a meme anymore.
no,
it's
I
genuinely a
deeply
good
enjoy
ride.
it.
Because people are like, my life for Talon.
No,
Jen,
it's like
really a good ride.
wait.
I see what you did there.
Okay. What?
Can we get a swoosh?
Swoosh.
Taylor.
I accidentally hit. Okay. Okay. I don't know what's happening. So we're gonna end this the way we always do, and I'm gonna go around ask everybody one random question. And Josh, first up, your question is. Hold on, I wrote down my questions for once. Josh, if you could add one coaster to Darien Lake, what would you add?
Didn't somebody ask me this like 2 weeks ago?
Yes, but let's...
No, I think they asked what investments you would make. I don't know.
No, whatever.
I don't
know.
care.
I think
What
the question
they
was,
have?
what would you add to your home park?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm specifying a coaster.
Something high thrill and low capacity, like a Skyrocket 2, is probably the best. If I could pick, of course, I'm going to pick like a Giga.
Right.
But realistically, probably a Skyrocket 2, where the Ferris wheel used to be.
Okay. Chris, if you could assign your favorite band a coaster, what would it be?
If I could... Oh, so Blink-182, huh?
Skyrush, duh.
Huh?
Chris knows why.
What if it was just... Isn't there a roller coaster just called Roller Coaster somewhere around here in the States?
There's a lot of those, yeah.
Yeah, so pick one of those, I don't know where, just Roller Coaster, and then play Blink-182 Roller Coaster in the station constantly.
Okay. I feel like if I were a ride up, I might go insane eventually. Not because it's a bad song, but just on loop.
Hearing it over
for 10
and over.
hours every day.
What do you feel like the Dragster people did with Republica?
Put your plug in if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Someone ask Ryan.
I mean, it's a good song, but
yeah, I feel you.
Think they hear it in their dreams?
Probably,
yeah.
Anytime somebody says "ready to go," it's just that meme of like people like the guy in
the
war is going on behind them.
Oh my god. All right.
What's your question for Larry?
Larry, if you had to replace any coaster at Cedar Point, what would it be, and with what?
Well, because I'd really like to take out. I can't even remember the name of it. Right, Rougarou.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I would put there. It's not like a massive space. Yeah.
I think you'd have to take out Iron Dragon too, and kind of use the whole...
I mean, I don't really care about Iron Dragon, but I just don't like a 2-for-1. Okay then. I mean, in that case, if we have to just remove one, probably...
Force.
No, I'm still having to go with that. Did you say Millennium Force?
Dang.
Anyway, question.
That's illegal. That's
question for you, Taylor.
Yay.
If you, with the snap of a fingers, could swap the King's Dominion Flight of Fear to, including all theming, to King's Island and put the King's Island one at King's Dominion, would you do it?
I don't know exactly. I mean, I know that King's Dominion got upgraded theming, but I know what to expect from King's Island. If we could just switch the aliens, sure. I'm gonna say no.
Cool.
Good choice.
Well, we always end this podcast the same way.
Orion's a Giga.
Orion's a Giga.
Orion's a Giga.
Ryan is a Giga.
It is a Giga.
Well said, Chris.
Quad down out.
Quad out.